Hey there everyone, Rob checking in with you. Hope everybody's well. This is where we go headlong into sound. It's been a couple weeks at least, I think, since I made a video. One thing you realize, I think, after collecting records for a long time is quality is much more important than quantity. And I've made a big shift with that in mind in the last year or two. So I post, I think I have five or six records to share with you, and that's over the last 2 or 3 weeks that I've got these. But whereas I used to, buy maybe that many a week. Maybe one I don't even like that much, or junk at the thrift store. So now I'm kind of cutting that down and getting stuff I know I'm going to love. But I did want to show you, got a new tattoo here, a little tone arm. Figured the VC would appreciate that. Anyways, I'm going to start us off right here. This was a Discogs find. I've been wanting this forever, but I got the 7-inch single from one of my favorite post-punk groups from the 80s. This is the Chameleons in Shreds. I think this is their first single. Don't quote me on that, but super cool. And this wasn't cheap, It's in decent shape, but it was a good deal for what it is. These aren't cheap, but really cool labels on these. Looks like that. And this is in Shreds, backed with Less Than Human. Less Than Human was on their first album, but this is a different version. But yeah, that In Shreds is one of my favorite Chameleon songs. Fantastic. And a really cool cover too. Real creepy. This is a UK, an original UK single. The Chameleons. I don't buy a lot of 7-inch because I don't play a lot of 7-inch, but this to me was worth it because In Shreds wasn't on any of their albums, so. And I don't think it was reissued either on 7-inch. I could be wrong, but so this is the only way I can get this, and I love this song. This was the first song I ever heard by them on some, I don't know, mix I had or something, YouTube mix maybe I was listening to, post-punk mix. But yeah, super cool. Like I said, I don't buy a lot of 7 inches, for more than $1 or $2. So when I do, it's because I felt like I really needed it or wanted it. I grabbed a copy of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' Greatest Hits. I think because I love Tom Petty, but really he's the perfect artist for a greatest hits. And this is the one. This came out in '93, and he released Mary Jane's Last Dance and Something in the Air on this album for this greatest hits. And they changed the cover. This was reissued 3 years ago, but they changed the cover. But it hadn't been released on vinyl since the original release. So, but some really nice, excellent put together here. So. And it really makes you realize when I listen to this too, the only problem I have with it is they could have actually made a whole nother disc, I think. A lot of his biggest hits aren't on here. He kept making hits after this album too with Wildflower album. There's probably 4 or 5 songs from that album you could put on there, and he kept releasing good music till the day he died. But there were a couple, like Stop Dragging My Heart Around is on here. I think that's technically wasn't released on one of his albums, but I thought of a few more, but yeah, excellent. I'm probably not going to own all the Tom Petty. I think I have a couple of his albums, but when I see them, they're too expensive, so Greatest Hits will do it for me. Right now, I think The Waiting, on this album, The Waiting's probably my favorite song, or Listen to Her Heart. Awesome. These next four were all Discogs purchases, all from the same seller, because I found a newer seller who had really good, he might have only had 20 ratings or something, but it was 100% rating, so I trusted that, and I grabbed 4 records, and I think they averaged out to be like 10 or 12 bucks each. So first thing, band called Dive. Hope I'm not getting a reflection here, but yeah, band called Dive, Brooklyn, New York, rock band. I guess you'd put this in the post-punk category. It's kind of what I like that sound, but yeah, a lot of the instrumentation sounds like The Cure, or bands like that, 80s kind of post-punk bands, and this is called Ocean. I really like this. If you're into that kind of sound, yeah, check out Doused. Is it Doused? Yeah, Doused. Doused. Actually, I mean, really, it's a really good album, but it's kind of samey. Like, it doesn't vary a whole lot in sound, but that's all right with me because it's a good formula to my ears. I like that sound, that post-punk 80s sound, kind of guitar, rock. So, yeah, Dive. This came out 2012. I loved it when it came out, and find a perfect copy for $10 online. Gotta grab it. Still filling out my Bowie collection. I got a copy of The Man Who Sold the World. This is early 70s Bowie, 72. But like I was saying on Young Americans, this is not my favorite Bowie album, but he was unstoppable in the 70s, so even up to like early 80s he was pretty unstoppable. All his albums were good, so I grabbed a copy of that. And I want to say I think they changed the cover on this, right? Was this a different cover than the original? I can't remember, but I do think this is a reissue, kind of on that RCA label. Just 2 more I'm going to show you. Like I said, I just want to do a quick video. I grabbed a copy of Gold Digger by Kanye West, Rockefeller Records. I do like 12-inch singles, and I do like Kanye West, and you throw this song on at a party, people gonna sing to it. Cool. I have a lot of these Rockefeller Records singles. They released a lot of them in the early 90s, or early 2000s. This is 2005, but I see these at record stores all the time in the dollar bins and stuff. That was more than $1, but not much more. Last record I'm going to show you real quick is Arcade Fire's second album, Neon Bible. Little gatefold here. Again, from the same buyer. Arcade Fire, I've talked about them on more than one occasion. Like I said, this is their second album, so it's going to be quality. They released, I'd say 4 excellent albums. Their last album I wasn't a big fan of, but I do really like 3 songs on it. Nothing touches this, but This is a double disc, but it's got the side 4 doesn't have music. It's just, I don't know if you can see that with my shitty phone camera, but it's got the etching of the Neon Bible on it. So yeah, Arcade Fire, Neon Bible, great band. I'm crossing my fingers that I like their 6th album more than I like their 5th album, because their first 4 albums were fantastic. And I don't know, check out Intervention on this, or No Cars Go, Keep the Car Running. This whole thing's good, in my opinion, front to back. Arcade Fire. Hope you like what I showed you. Just wanted to do a quick one. I got shit to do today. I love everybody's videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.